Let's get into the blueprint. The program was designed to help organizations mitigate risk in the three most prevalent areas. These are our three guiding principles. They are built to span the modern IT environment from on-prem to cloud for a true hybrid solution. First, credential theft. The idea here is to prevent theft of critical credentials like admin, root, and API keys. You'll want to introduce session isolation, remove hard-coded credentials, and use theft detection to secure access for humans, applications, or CI/CD pipelines needing privileged access. You take least privilege to the endpoint and restrict access to the local admin account. Looking across your user population, whether business user or admin, you should consolidate identities and remove use of passwords with single sign-on. To really lock things down, we always recommend adaptive MFA across all points of authentication. This is a zero trust story to intelligently limit access and privilege. This principle is about asking, how do you keep passwords and keys safe to stop most attacks before they occur? Second, lateral and vertical movement. Here we look to stop movement from non-trusted devices to high-value cloud consoles or domain controllers. This is a conversation about enforcement of credential boundaries, non-persistent access, and credential randomization. With segregation of duties in place, lifecycle management applies role-based access to limit account sprawl to apps and infrastructure. This is taken to the next level with provisioning to manage entitlements within the application environment. The point of these measures is to make it difficult to move across the environment so an entry point to a high-value asset can't be found. Finally, privilege escalation and abuse. Here, you'll limit the ability to gain and/or misuse administrator privileges through the simple yet powerful concept of least privilege. Threat and behavior analytics provides risk-based access decisions on a real-time basis. Automated response paves the way for a self-defending identity platform. There will always be additional resources users need access to, and just-in-time workflows will give access to get the job done and then close the loop by removing access. Looking at identity and access management through this lens gives you a valuable rule of thumb to help make decisions about when and where to engage moving forward. Always ask yourself, will this use case help prevent credential theft, stop lateral and vertical movement, or limit privilege escalation and abuse? If the answer is no, then this security project may not be worth your time. The CyberArk Blueprint is a prescriptive, risk-based framework used to help customers build out an identity practice. Based on 20 plus years of experience, we start by focusing on high-risk accounts that require a low effort to secure. This becomes a flexible implementation plan addressing security controls in stages. It starts with the most pressing needs, posing the greatest risks, and builds to a longer-term plan solving more advanced security use cases. In a nutshell, this delivers customers quick wins in bite-sized security projects. More importantly, it sets them up for future success as they encounter more complex security needs. The CyberArk Blueprint incorporates a phased, risk-based approach broken down into 5 stages of implementation. At stage 1, the focus is rapid risk mitigation. These are primarily systems and accounts that can be used for a complete network takeover. A common start point is securing domain admin and AWS/Azure admin accounts by isolating and analyzing sessions, rotating passwords, and applying MFA for strong authentication. Often, we'll leverage our C-cubed alliance integrations to remove hard-coded credentials from third-party security solutions such as vulnerability scanners. During stage 2, there is a push to lock down the most universal technology platforms. This includes vaulting, rotating, and isolating privileged IDs at the OS layer, consolidating users' identities with single sign-on to applications, applying MFA to all points of authentication, and securing privileged access of human users to CI/CD web consoles and CLIs. We continue to leverage the C-Cubed Alliance on business-driven integrations like HR systems, IT ticketing, or robotic process automation platforms. By stage 3, we pivot from targeted, high-risk, high-value use cases into establishing a full enterprise-wide identity program, implementing use cases like credential boundaries, secure remote access, or removal of hard-coded credentials from dynamic, think containerized, or cloud-based applications. It is also time to look at full lifecycle management across the user population for automated provisioning and deprovisioning. Stages 1 and 2 were all about credential theft. Stage 3 is about making major impact on the lateral and vertical movement. Come stage 4, well-established security controls are in place that expand wider within the organization to new platforms as well as going deeper. Going wide expands vaulting, isolation, and analytics to network and infrastructure gear, as well as on-prem business applications. This is the perfect opportunity to provide single sign-on to these on-prem apps. Going deeper includes removing hard-coded credentials from static applications. Think more traditional or legacy apps, as well as implement least privilege to Windows and Mac workstations, along with servers. Many core enterprise platforms get tied together using rich identity information for SIEM, automated detection response products, and SecOps platforms. At stage 5, your customer has a world-class identity program. There will be advanced use cases. Think mainframes, strong multi-factor attribute-based authentication for application secrets retrieval, along with a full Windows Service Account Management program. At this point, they are tweaking security controls. Each phase impacts reducing risk across the 3 risk families defined by the guiding principles. Stage 1 and 2 provide major impact on the risk of credential theft. Securing lateral and vertical movement takes center stage at stage 3. Implementing major risk reduction in privilege escalation and abuse appears during stage 4. At stage 5, maturity has been achieved. Remember, this isn't necessarily the order you have to address these security concerns, but gives a framework to build a rock-solid plan.